Hi everyone, welcome back. It's a rainy Sunday here. Don't know what it's like there. But today I'm going to talk about hospitalization. Hospitalization, especially for DID, can be tricky. Most hospitals are not set up to handle dissociative disorders. There are some out there that are, but not many. I'll give you a link to one in the comments below. I have been hospitalized many, many times because of depression that goes along with the DID. And while it's uncomfortable and it's, it can be frightening, especially your first time, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go to the hospital if you get so depressed that you feel like harming yourself. Don't worry about it. Don't stay out of the hospital just because you don't want to lose your freedom, because you'll get it back. But you can't get your life back if you take your life. So hospitals they've always treated me very well in on-psych wards. I don't know what they do now. You weren't allowed to have cords, so I would imagine you'd be allowed to charge your phone. I'm not sure you'd be allowed to keep your phone. I'm not sure how that works nowadays, but I know that, because I haven't been in the hospital since 2005. It's really, yay! For me, that's wonderful. 16 years, that's a record. So, because I've been in and out so many times. Oh my God, so many times. And every time I came out a little stronger. Every time I came out a little more sure of myself and that I'll make it. Whereas before, I could never be sure of that. Before I went to the hospital, I would be so down and so bad. Oh, wow. Where I couldn't see the forest for the trees at all. And I would be in the bad enough shape where I'd be afraid to even talk to my therapist. Afraid to tell her how bad off I was. But I was glad I did the first time I went in the hospital. I was very glad. And subsequent times after that, because I was able to get back on my feet. Usually they would they will tweak your medication, or they'll give you medication if you're not on one, and within a few days you're feeling better. Used to be in the old days, you had to wait 2 or 3 weeks for medication to take effect. So the newer medications only take a few days. So then they give you a few days rest. They give you, you have to go to groups. Usually they have 1 or 2 or 3 groups a day. They have meal times on the ward. Everything is kind of closed on the ward. You're allowed to have visitors, of course, as long as they're not disruptive to the unit. And children generally aren't allowed on wards. I'm going to say that's generally, because I know there are sometimes they have to allow a child on the ward, but not usually. They do not, because it could disturb the other patients on the ward. But if you have any questions or want to dispel some myths about being hospitalized, just let me know. And I'll put my email link in the bottom so you can email me and ask me questions. Don't be afraid to ask me questions about anything. I'm not shy. I'll tell you, I've talked about this for years, and I'm not going to stop now. So if you want some more information about anything with DID or hospitalization, just get hold of me. And I'm also including in the link below a link to a blog site that I wrote that contains a letter that you can take to the hospital with you if you are going in for medical treatment, because medical treatment in the hospital can also be hard on DID, a person with DID. And it kind of explains to the doctors what to and what not to do. There's a pamphlet with it as well. Now, I haven't got permission from the lady who wrote this. I didn't write this. I haven't got her permission to share it with you as in a PDF. But you can see online on my website what it looks like, and maybe get your own interpretation of what it says. Anyway, you have a great day. Stay cool. I know it's going to be hard for some of you out there. I know in the Northwest is going to get really hot. So if you can, stay cool and be cool. And I will see you next week. Bye bye.